everybody, welcome to another exciting edition of the PSv3 webinars. Today is February the 13th at approximately 2:08 p.m. Central Standard Time. How is everybody doing? Herc, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here and ready to go.
All right, well then let's just get right in it. I see a few questions coming in now.
Okay, I'm going to hold the questions, guys, for now. I'm just going to get into the updates, like Todd said, first, and I'll go through a little bit of stuff with you, and then we'll go straight into a Q&A. Cool. So the first thing you guys will notice here is there's a couple new tabs on our website dashboard with all our little screenshots of our websites. One up here is your current WordPress version that you are running. The reason we added that, obviously, knowing what WordPress version you're running is pretty important. If you're running outdated versions of WordPress, it becomes security vulnerabilities. You want to make sure you're keeping your WordPress updated. So we are going to show you what version of WordPress you're running on every site. And then on the bottom, you're seeing here now a little Project Supremacy icon, what version of the plugin you are running. Once again, it's not a security vulnerability with the plugin to have an outdated version. It's just a feature issue where more updated versions of the plugin are more stable. They communicate better. They have more features. The auto update functionalities are working better. You just want to make sure you're keeping Project Supremacy up to date. Okay. And the way that you can easily tell, there's a couple of ways. Number one, the number's either going to be red, meaning there's a newer version, or it's going to be black, meaning you have the most recent version. Now, you guys are probably looking at my screen here and being like, yeah, Herc, why do you have so many red numbers then if you're so good at keeping things updated? Well, version 3.0.41 was just released a few minutes ago. And typically, Project Supremacy will update itself. We do have that built in, but it is run on a cron job where the minute you install and activate Project Supremacy, it sets the cron to now check for updates every 24 hours. And the reason we do that is that really staggers the system to update plugins at random times for all the users instead of trying to run. Like I have 176 sites and there's probably 1,000 or so sites on the system. You don't want everything updating at once. That'll kind of screw shit up. So it runs on a cron. I know tomorrow, if I don't do anything, that all these will be updated. If for any reason something doesn't get updated, there's a bunch of ways that we can make sure it's updated. Number one, you can force a manual update immediately by clicking on manual update. Okay, and this little slider will only show, it's only available to you when there is an update available. So there you go. You can see that now it's black, it's 3.41, and my manual update slider has disappeared. The next thing you can do, guys, if you have a lot of sites like me, and some are and some aren't, and you're like, oh man, well, instead of scrolling through which ones are, which ones aren't, go ahead and go to your tags and click on the outdated version tag. This is a static tag, meaning it is always going to be there whether you create other tags or not. These four are all statics. I'll click on outdated version, and then it will only bring up the sites that need an update for you. Obviously, I'm not going to worry about updating shit right now because, like I said, I know in 24 hours this is all going to update. But if I see something really old, okay, like anything older than version 3.03, not 3.9 or 3.8, but version 0.03, I will make sure to update that manually by either logging into WordPress. So like, for instance, if I go to direct admin login for this site Popups, or however you say that, okay, that'll direct log me in, which is, by the way, one of the things we keep improving on is the ability to direct login. What I'll do to update the plugin, go to V3, go to dashboard, okay, and then you can always update your plugin right here. You just simply click check for updates, and you can see it's already actually run. So I must have got that during the cron, and it'll tell you whether you're on the most recent version or not. So there's lots of ways to do things in Project Supremacy, but our goal here is to give you guys an at-a-glance style of information for your entire network of sites and blogs. What else? Let me just open up the PSv3 group chat to see Okay, another thing that's been updated, I'm going to go over to this site. In the plugin side, from version 3.0.41, we now, the guys have redesigned the review section. So as reviews are coming in, this is the old one. Okay, this is how it used to look. So what I'm going to do is kind of give you a side-by-side of the new one. So I'll log into this same page. Okay, and then I'm going to press Control F5 to refresh my cache. Okay, and this is an important point right now, guys. You see what I just did there? I literally took the same URL, okay, where I didn't see any of the changes, even though I know the new plugin version is updated, but it's still showing old information. The reason why is not because the plugin is broken or Project Supremacy is broken. It's because your browser likes to cache things, okay? And it downloads the page and it downloads stuff like that, and it serves it to you when you visit the page the next time in order to make your browsing experience faster. But the downside to that is what you just saw, where this page is actually showing outdated information. So when I reloaded this page and I press Control F5 on my Windows keyboard, it refreshes all the cache so that you get the most current stuff. So the whole point is it's been redesigned. Okay, our reviews just has a new, more fancy, nice looking, more efficient design where we can go and edit stuff, see who's doing what, shit like that. So that's one of the big design changes that happened today. What else is coming? I'll show you the Trello board, guys, as well. If you guys ever want to see the updates that are being planned and happening, I'll share this link with you. This is a public board. Anyone can come and see it. They can't do anything with it other than read it. I'll share this link with you guys. If you ever want to know what's coming and what's being done with Project Supremacy, you can come in here and see that. The orange stuff is the stuff that's in progress. The pig stuff is the stuff that's new. It's pretty obvious. You can read it. But you can come in here and look at all the things that are coming, like PS SEO status. Actually, let me explain it like this, okay? Project Supremacy is divided into two things, okay? We have our dashboard or our panel, whatever you want to call it, okay? And then we have our plugin. So we divided this into two. We have features that we want to build on this side for the dashboard or the plugin. And on this side, we have bugs that are happening on the panel or bugs that are happening on the dashboard. So you guys can always come to this link at any time and kind of get a peek at what's happening as far as development, any ideas, suggestions, and stuff like that. I guess the last thing that I want to talk about is I created a new group, and this is, I'm going to incentivize you guys a little bit to use Project Supremacy. So we have a PSv3 Premier group for Premier users. Now, what's a Premier user? What I did is I went in and I added all the people who have Project Supremacy running on more than 50 websites. And the reason I did that is because it's very, very helpful to have feedback from many users who are using the plugin a lot, okay? Up until a little while ago, I was literally the only person who had hundreds of sites loaded onto it. So I was the only person who could really give a lot of feedback, really see what's happening when updates are happening or when core updates are happening. I've been constantly giving the developers feedback based on what I'm seeing in my account, but I'm only one set of eyes, right? So what I did is I created a new group for PSv3 premium users, people who have the plugin installed on more than 50 sites. That obviously means you love the plugin, you're using the plugin a lot, and you're going to be a very, very valuable person to listen to when it comes to, you know, here's a feature that I'd like to see, or here's a bug that I'm running into. So this is kind of going to be a premium user group where you'll be able to get, okay, the benefits of joining this group, not joining this group, you actually will only be invited into this group, but the benefits of getting into this group is going to be, we're going to treat your support with a lot higher level of, what's the word? You know, we're just going to treat that support more better. You're going to get faster support, better support, more in-depth support. And it's not to say that you're not going to get good support if you don't have it installed on 50 sites. It's just that people who do have it installed on that much, they're really the ones that know how to use the plugin, love the plugin, and their feedback is just extremely valuable to us. So to reward them for that, we're just, especially me, I know I keep my chat window open now. I want to hear what those people have to say. I really do. So if you guys do want to become a premium user, you need to start installing V3 on more of your sites. Okay, that's basically the thing. Once I see that you're up to over 50 sites, I'll actually put you into this group. Paul Boyce, so if you're at 50 the next couple of weeks, you'll send me an invite. Actually, I'll just add you right to the group, Paul. If yes, because I can go and see how many sites people have the plugin installed on. I'll check it every once in a while and add you automatically. Or if you get there, Paul, and I haven't done it yet, just shoot me a message and I will add you to the group. Okay. And then it's basically going to be high-level support, high-level feedback, feature suggestions, and then talk and stuff like that. Because I'm sure that people who have this shit installed on a lot of sites, I mean, you don't get to the point where you have 50 sites unless you're doing serious SEO. Okay, you're doing serious site building, you're doing serious PBN hosting. So you probably have a lot of experience and help and information that you can share with other group members. So this group is going to be just full of really, really high level shit, okay, that people are going to like. But in order to get there, just get using the plugin, guys. That doesn't sound balanced or fair. James, I kind of explained why I'm doing it this way, okay? If you have it installed on one site and you're using it on one site, okay, that doesn't give me, you know, the confidence that you have valuable feedback to use. You can still use the support desk, right? And you're still going to get support just like everyone else. But these users are using the shit out of their plugin. Their feedback, their value, their input and stuff like that is very, very useful to me. And that's why I created this group. So it's not about being fair. It's about being efficient. Yeah, and then Bill just said, yeah, it's also incentive to use the plugin more. So that's pretty much it for what I want to say as far as updates. Let me just read, power users should not bet more, and I'm not one, I understand. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's all I'll say about that, guys. If you really have any issues about it, go and tell me in the other group, and we'll chat about that. But these are the things I need, guys, to help develop a better plugin. Okay, so that's why I'm not doing it to be a dick and segregate people and say you're better than this other guy. It's literally about feedback and being able to use the plugin on a mass scale so that you have mass feedback to give. All right. So with that, those are the updates for now. In the next few weeks, I know we're going to start testing that affiliate program. There was still a couple bugs. We were going to test it last week, but there were still a couple bugs that got found. I guess that's part of testing. But it does look like it's pretty much ready to be tested. So we'll be testing that pretty soon. Once that's tested, we might be able to start opening up slow affiliate programs, additions, like allowing people to affiliate with Project Supremacy to sell it to others. What else is coming? There's so much good shit coming. We're still working on the silo structure from the project planner. Let me just go back to the list. We're going to work on one of the cool things we're actually going to do is work on an exit pop-up for a rating. It was a feature suggestion actually, where right now the way we have it is people can leave a review. You can have a static review box. Let me mute this tab for a second. You can leave a review. You can set it up so that you can collect reviews in the widget shortcode area, or you can actually create a page and put it in the box using a shortcode and change it to a pop-up. So instead of submitting a review, what we can do is down here, okay, click on review this content and it creates this pop-up, okay? But the third one that got suggested is actually an exit pop-up. So when someone goes to leave your site, the pop-up comes up and says, hey, you know, where are you going? Leave me a review. Tell me why you're leaving, sort of something like that. So that's a cool feature that's coming. What else is there? I'm trying to find. There's a lot of cool stuff, guys. There's a lot of cool stuff's coming. Really, just go look at the Trello board, the link that I showed you, and you'll be able to see where we're going with this. I guess the last thing I do want to talk about this a little bit, being that I've gone through a lot of updates. I noticed, guys, anytime WordPress core, up until now, okay, anytime WordPress core had an update, meaning your WordPress had an update available, and Project Supremacy would show for me like, okay, you have like 86 sites that have a WordPress core update available, and then I'd go, you know, to my websites here and I'd update everything. And then all of a sudden I would have like 100 notifications. WordPress core failed to update. WordPress core failed to update. Okay, and then people were like messaging me, freaking out and being like, man, you know, something's broken. And it wasn't, okay? What was happening there is it's very difficult. So the way that WordPress works, I found out from our devs, and the way that WordPress reports what version they're running on is a little bit different than the way that they report what version of a plugin or what version of a theme that you're running on. Our theme and our plugin updates have been pretty damn good. Very, very few errors here and there, but our WordPress core updates have been kind of atrocious up to this point. And that simply comes down to the guys had to re-figure out a way for Project Supremacy dashboard to be able to communicate with WordPress to pull in the actual current version. So what was happening was when those cron jobs were running, okay, it would show that a WordPress was at a 4.92 with an update available when really it was actually already updated. But once it goes into your dashboard and shows as a WordPress core update, like this one, for instance, if the update's already there and you run the update, it'll say it failed. Okay, well, it used to say it failed. The guys have since then fixed that issue. So I really, really implore you guys to get your overall experience with Project Supremacy running a lot more smoothly. Keep your shit updated. So make sure you're updating your plugins. So what I'm going to suggest for anyone that's running a little behind in your updates, and even if you have a lot of notifications, here's what I want you to do. Okay. Number one, I want you to clear all the current error notifications you have. Number two, I want you to update your WordPress versions to 3.041 on every website. Make sure it's updated to that. Once that's done, leave it for about 24 hours, okay, and let the cron job start telling you what the new updates are, whether it's new plugin updates, theme updates, or WordPress core updates. Then run those updates, okay? Oh yeah, the last thing, if you have a bunch of updates, okay, let me restate this because I'm going to write it out for you, and this will help you guys clear out all your errors. This is the process that I had to go through, okay? Clear out, well, step one, I'll just write the steps, okay? Step one, try to run an update for all plugins, themes, and WP core from dashboard, okay? That's likely going to throw some error notifications if you're running. Okay, anything less than version 3.0.30, okay? It's likely going to throw some errors, but I want you to do it anyways, okay? Then what I want you to do, step two, clear all error notifications. Step three, update all versions okay, update all versions to 0.41. Leave things for about 24 hours to let cron jobs run and updates repopulate. Step 5, update the shit out of everything. Okay, once you guys perform all these 5 steps, I think you're gonna see things will start running a lot smoother. Your notifications, the amount of notifications that you get will severely reduce, especially for updating WP cores. And that all came from the fix in 0.40, I believe was the fix where we finally got that one figured out. So just do that process, guys. I've been in the support desk a lot more in the last week because I do want to get an idea of what's going on. And one thing I'm noticing when I log into people's accounts and when I'm troubleshooting their stuff, I see so many people with out-of-date stuff. and I just don't understand it personally, and I tell them to update it. Guys, updating your shit is critical. It's a security issue. It just makes shit run better. It makes, you know, your sites more secure. It makes your stuff more safe, and it's not a hassle anymore. Okay, it's literally pressing a button. Okay, or update all. You can even click one button. It will update everything that you have available for an update. This is like I think I started my last webinar with like my daily routine of coming through and like delete my crap, you know, delete my spam comments, update my plugins course and shit like that. Go through my comments, approve any reviews. That's my like daily ritual to keep all my sites updated. It literally takes a few minutes. It's super fast. I can show you the steps you can build. Okay, and the purpose of these, I'll put that out. Okay, to get less error notifications on your system because of our new update to WP Core updating. Step 1, try to update everything that you got. It's going to throw a bunch of errors. Okay, clear all the errors that you have. And by the way, clearing errors, guys, just means this. Go to notifications, and if there's a bunch here, clear them out. Okay, so run all the updates, find out what the error notifications are, clear all the error notifications, update all your versions of PSv3 to 0.41. Leave things for about 24 hours so that all the cron jobs run and report the updates that are available. Will repopulate in your dashboard right here. Okay. And then once they repopulate, click update all, click update everything. The only thing I'll mention here on this, guys, sometimes when you update a plugin or you update a theme, it breaks your site. Okay. So you do kind of have to be, and now I can't really help you on this one. You kind of have to know what things break your sites and what things don't, because you guys all have like a whole different variety of plugins and themes that you all use. So I can't tell you for sure, you know, when you update this site, it's not going to break something. I don't know what you're using. If it happens, go check it out. It might be a good step first to take a backup of everything using the backups. So maybe this is a safety step. Maybe I'll add that in there. Okay, back shit up first so that when you go through this process, if you update something and it breaks your site, at least you have the backup to run for that single site. Okay, does that make sense, everybody? Yeah, always back up before updating. I should have mentioned that first, actually. Okay, so I'll kind of stop there for stuff like that. Let's get into Q&A here, guys. So any questions you have about anything at all, dealing with V3, obviously, we're going to take that right now. So I'm going to read yours first, Rick. It's kind of long here. He set up a website for a dentist. He wants to rank for all 17 suburbs around the suburb where he has his practice. So we've added 5 pages per suburb with an article about the suburb, history, restaurants, art, and culture. Each page has an image, a video, and a map of driving instructions. The pages are not added to the navigation, so not visible, but they are in the sitemap. Your question is, we want to add article schema, video schema, local business schema, dentist, but we're not sure how to handle the suburb pages. Do we include them under the main suburb, or do we have separate schema for each page? It's always better to have separate schema for each page. I know it takes more time to work. Let me finish reading your questions. We've opted for this option so far. So example, suburb 1 is the main suburb where he has an office. Suburb 2 is nearby, but he doesn't have an office there. I think we should just clone the suburb 1 schema and change the details. That's exactly what you should do, Rick. You're doing it 100% right. If I add them to suburb 1 schema, it looks like we have an office at those suburbs, which is not right. Yeah, that's exactly right. So you're doing it right. I kind of showed it the other day with, I forget which site it was on. But when you want to be quick with schemas and you just want to change a couple details, you can have like a location 1 and a location 2, and you just clone the schema and change the address, and then assign that schema to the appropriate page. So when you're naming the schema, you might want to name it. There we go. Here it is. So here we have a local business schema for milehighhomes.pro site. Okay. This is the first schema that I did. Okay. And I think it would have been, let me hide the hidden or the no use fields. In the address, likely I would have had the main address, but then all I do is duplicate the schema. Okay, and it'll actually do that for me. Okay, so you can see now I have number 1 here. I can load that schema back up. Okay. And then I could go in and change the address or create a new address schema. Okay, if it's nested, here it is, postal address. Okay, I would have to just change this to whatever the new location is. And then, so let's actually do this a little bit more correctly. Let's go Mile High Homes. Okay, and let's say the new location is, what's another city in Denver? Somebody throw one out there. You probably know more than me. Aurora. Okay, so I could save that schema as Aurora, okay, in Mile High Homes. So now what I have is a duplicated schema for Aurora, but I need to update the Aurora postal address. Okay, so I'd go in there, okay, update that, whatever it might be, save that schema. Okay, now it's updated. Now I would go assign the local business Aurora schema to the Aurora pages. Rick, but the article schema is a parent schema. Can you have more than one parent schema in a schema for? Yeah, so parent schemas, like, so for instance, like how to make money with Bitcoin. When we're building schema, guys, okay, I have 3 parent schemas for this site and I use them on different pages. So like, this video object schema, okay, ties into the USI Tech page. So I built a product schema for USI Tech, okay, and you can see USI Tech, the parent schema is product. The sub schemas underneath it are aggregate rating, and the sub schema under that is a thing, and then brand is another sub schema of product. But then I have another parent schema, video object. Now if I close this up, on any page, I can import the product schema for USI Tech and the video object schema for USI. So I have 2 like top level schemas. So when I say parent schema, I'll actually show you this. All I'm saying is that when you add a parent schema, and parent just means parents have children. If you don't have children, you're not a parent, right? So when you assign a child type schema to a parent, in order for all the schema to go, the only one you need to assign to the site is the parent. And it will bring its children with it, because that's what parents do. They bring their kids places. So let's go look at this site for assigning the schemas once they're built. So we'll go to schemas here, okay? And then you can see it automatically loads up all my top level schemas. So I have 2 products, 1 brand, and a video object. Now, if we go back to our schema tree, let's look at what we have available to us for that site. Okay, we have 1 brand, 2 products, and a video object, right? And because these are parent schemas, they have a lot of nested schemas within them. 1 brand, 2 parent, and 1 video object. So for the homepage schema, I can literally pull over any amount of parents that I want, and all their children are going to come with them. Does that make sense, Rick? Okay, perfect. So the other thing, actually, I had a guy on chatting about schema, and I might as well talk about it here, is why is there homepage schema and per page schema? Homepage schema, guys, is going to be assigned to the homepage of your website. Now, it more typically actually is getting attached to your index.php file, because as most of you know, within WordPress, you can assign any page or any post or a category as a home page. It's the thing that displays when a visitor visits your website's homepage, right? But this doesn't mean, so like if you had a homepage in WordPress and you assigned homepage schema and then you changed your homepage, the schema will stay there, because the schema is not actually attached to the post or the page. It's actually attached to the like the index.php file that is the homepage of your site. So just understand that whole page schema is static. It will always be there no matter what page you're displaying on your site. Whereas per page schema is literally schema that is attached to the page or post that you're assigning it to, right? So kind of to get back to your example, Rick, on this one, I have 2 parent schemas for this particular page. One was BitClub Network review, and then the other one I drug in this USI video, even though that's a mistake. That shouldn't be there, because it should have been a BitClub. If I'm dealing with a BitClub Network page, I need BitClub Network videos, I need BitClub Network schema, I need BitClub Network shit. So if I drag a USI video object over there, it's a little bit out of place. So just FYI. But the point is, yes, I can drag multiple parent schemas to any page on my site. And then also, Rick, if you need to change certain things with certain article schemas, just duplicate your article schema, change the minor details, save it with a name that associates it to the page that you want to put it on, come and find the page you want to put it on, and then drag it over. Drag each one that's specific for that one, for that page. Alex Bake, we're not, that's not related to PSv3. So we're not doing like a general training here. This is a PSv3 training, so we won't cover how to buy PBN links and stuff like that. Nat, you hope this is not outside the PSv3 realm, and if it is, please just say so. I have a client that needs to move the site to a new URL. I know that backup probably won't do this, but is there a slick way of doing this with PSv3, or do I have to go via MySQL databases? Yeah, Nat. I mean, when you change a URL, you have to update all your database. You have to move the databases over. You have to update the WP config file to, because obviously, typically when you move a MySQL database from one site to another site, it will create a new database table prefix. It doesn't copy those perfectly, as far as I know. But no, it's something you have to move the database tables over, and then you have to update the WP config files. You have to take the whole home directory over. There's no slick, easy way that I know of to move a site to a new domain. I mean, if you have cPanel to cPanel transfer, that's probably the easiest way to do it. Any more questions, guys? Is that it? What are your issues that you're having with PSv3? What are your questions you're having with PSv3? Nat, when you say you were working on a silo structure ad, and that means you will short code like internal links, etc., and make it easier to interlink pages. If so, brilliant. Does this mean it's going to work better with Aveda? I'll show you what I mean, to be honest, fully. So right now, guys, the best way to plan out the blueprint of a website is the project manager, right? So if you go to project manager and we go to my main project, right? You can see I'm doing a bunch of keyword research up here and shit like that. But if I go to my main project, the one that's actually alive and attached to physical pages, you guys kind of should already know at this point that what we're looking at here is the posts and pages on my blog that are live. And this particular, if I just open up the one box, so like mining, okay, this is actually the title, the description, the H1, and the URL of this particular page. And then I open up this box. These are the keywords, the volumes, the CPCs, and the competition metrics, and the rankings for the keywords that I'm trying to rank for this page. Now, this is one box. Every box has this functionality. But what I want to do, Nat, is I want to create kind of this scenario where, okay, these are all the pages and posts on our blog, but what I'd like to do is I would like to be able to drag this entire box and make it a subset of mining. Okay, so let me open up 2 so that I can describe this. And don't worry about the subject. But right now we have mining. So if I take this box and I drag it under mining, it's going to update this URL to be Bitcoin mining / buying Bitcoins, right? Because I'm making this page a child of the parent page. In a post format, it would be this post becomes like a category of the other posts. So it's a lot to figure out, but the end goal here is to have a visual representation of your site and which pages are linked to not like link to, but what are the parent pages and shit like that. As far as building links, sorry, I'm trying to close this shit, but I'm talking at the same time. It'll give you a representation of what are the parent pages and what are the child pages of that, and then what are the parent posts and what are the categorized posts of that. It'll give you a visual representation of that, and it'll create the URL structure automatically for you simply by dragging and dropping things. But it won't link from one page to another, but we do have the ability to do that very, very easily. I didn't want to close that page, but anyways, we do have that ability very, very easily by doing this. So if we go to this page right here, buy Bitcoins with PayPal, but I want to link to something else, you see we have these 4 short codes that have Project Supremacy icons, okay? One of them is project keywords. And you'll notice that these are my projects that I've been working on. So if I wanted to link, and I really want to visually represent this, so let me open that back up. Okay. So if I wanted to link from like, what page am I on? First of all, let's look at this. Okay, so 2 best marketplaces, buy Bitcoin with PayPal. Okay, so I probably have a PayPal group in here. There it is right here. Okay. Let me shrink everything and only open up that one. Let me collapse everything. And I'm only going to open up the PayPal one. Okay, there's my PayPal. Okay, this is the PayPal group and the keywords. Okay, represented by this page. Everything is the same. You can see the title and the descriptions should be the same if I'm working on the same page. Yeah, Bitcoin buy PayPal how to, Bitcoin buy PayPal how to, blah, blah. Now, if I want to link from this page over to my investing page, okay, all I have to do is go to this page. Then I'm going to click on the keywords. Okay, and then I'm going to look for my investing group of keywords. There it is. Okay, and these are all the keywords I'm trying to target so I can use them as anchors. So what I would do is I would find a little investing word in here. So I can press Control F and look for invest. And apparently there's none. So let's just make it local Bitcoin is another investing marketplace. Okay, so now what I can do, actually I don't even need to use a word. I can actually just click this, go to investing, and click this word, and then there's the URL, and then I can click OK. Okay, and that links with a short code, links from this page to that other page. So if I preview this, okay, there's a link, and now I don't know, of course, oh, there it is. Oh, I didn't save the page, that's why it's still showing as a short code. But when I don't want to screw up too much of this stuff because this is an actual site. I'll just update this. But when I save that page, that'll become a clickable link. Okay, so that's just an easy way to link from this page to that page. And what we're doing, the reason why it's nice and the way that we do things is nice is because this is showing you all the groups that you're working within, right? I capitalize my actual my working groups. They're all in caps. So this is a research group. I know my working groups are actually in caps, so it helps it. It's easier for me to find. But this is a quick and easy way to, link from one page to another, and doing it with the proper anchor text with the groups and the plans that you actually are using from over here. Does that make sense, Nat? Kind of went the long-winded way. Yeah, it is. It's really well thought out, right? Like I mean, everything that's built into this tool is built in as a way to simplify a process that's actually happening, right? What languages do we support? English. I mean, the whole thing is built in English, Eugene. So like all the stuff that you're going to see here is going to be in English. But once you're over to your websites, everything runs in whatever language you want. I think there's a Google plugin that will actually, you can run it, or sorry, a Chrome extension that it'll translate anything. Like if your page is in, a certain language, the Chrome extension will translate all the words on the page for you anyways. So that might, Babelfish, Natalie says. Is that what you're talking about, Nat? Yeah, so that it'll just change all the the language on this to whatever language you want, and we don't even need to do it. The plugin will, or the extension, I should say, will do it for you. Let's try this duplicator again. Let's see if I can break it again. Okay, so let's say this is the price range. That's what we were going after. So, okay, back to the duplicator, just because I want to show it for you, Alex, and even though you said you've already seen it. Duplicator, there's the website. The name is Cool Pricing or something. Again, I'll save it to the MISC group. Run duplicator. Local business, proceed. Okay. And it did it again. Okay, I'll just let him know. We'll have this fixed though, guys. I guess there's no more questions though, eh guys? That's only going to be a short webinar today, but that's pretty cool. I'm fine with that if you are. But we can, I mean, I'm willing to keep going if you guys want to just, but I mean, I can't answer questions you don't have. Feature suggestions. How do I do this? How do I do that? No, I mean, I can't talk about Conquer stuff, Alex. This is a PSv3 webinar. Yeah, no problem, Eugene. Nat, if I ever want to do a review of a website, then yours is up for it. Are you using PSv3 on your website, Nat? I mean, the only thing I could really review on a website is the project planning, right? The keyword selection, the setup, and then things like the schema and shit like that. I'll have a look at it, Nat, and then if it's like, if I feel like it's a good thing to bring on, we'll do it next week on that webinar. Rick, show how to clone a schema and copy it to another website. Well, you should watch that Schema Duplicator video to see how that Schema Duplicator works. This video right here. Here, let me pop this into your chat box. There you go, bud. Yeah, watch this. It's not a long video either. I think it's 10 minutes because it just literally shows how it works. Kath, good webinar today. Psyched to see the star ratings will be available tomorrow. The star ratings are available right now, Kath. They're already there. You just have to update to 0.41 in your dashboard. And then remember, press Control F5 when you get over to your plugin so that you get the updated cache. Fred, you're just starting to build out websites. To get up to 50 sites, would you suggest different hosts for my sites that I build? Newbie question. No, that's fine. Money sites is different than PBNs. You can get away with hosting money sites on, number one, you can have more sites per account, meaning like add-on domains or stuff like that. I mean, you can go with supremacy.hosting, Fred, if you want like Project Supremacy and shit to work really good. Just go to supremacy.hosting. And you can get like a whole bunch of IP addresses. That's Todd's servers, Todd's hosting. And you're fine with that to build your money sites. If you start getting, like if you literally had 50 money sites though, I wouldn't have them all on the same host or even the same IP. That's Project Supremacy backing up my custom stuff pet sites, by the way. I just got a Dropbox notification. PSv3 did that. You don't want to have all your money sites on the same host or even, under the same IP umbrella or Class C. If you're that many money sites, spread it out a little bit. And the reason why is if you're going to be building backlinks, it does become a little bit of a pattern if all your PBNs are linking to all your money sites and all the money sites are kind of on the same IP. That's an obvious pattern, right? Where it's like, how come when Google looks at these certain PBNs, they're like, how come they all link to the same set of IP addresses? Like it's just, but I mean, 50 affiliate sites, that's a lot. Start with one and get it profitable. You know what, guys? You guys should actually go watch this. I actually put this up the other day just because I was watching the webinar and it's so good. And I just want to mention it here. This URL I'm going to pop in your chat box, okay? If you guys hadn't seen this webinar already, you should, okay? Like how I was building little 5-page sites. Now the data in this site is old, it's like 2 years old, and I haven't touched those sites in years, but I'm literally still making money from these sites, okay? And this is about keyword training for building affiliate sites. And the reason I'm going this way, Fred, is because, I mean, your first objective if you're starting out as a newbie is to start getting money rolling in so that you can start paying for like better and better tools and shit like that, right? So even if you have like 2 or 3 sites that are making like $100 a month each, whether it be from AdSense or affiliate or whatever, that's still $300 in passive income that, you know, you could be putting towards other things to help you grow your business. And these little sites still work. I don't care what anyone says. EMDs, exact match domains, for the right type of keywords that have the right type of CPC and search volume, still rank really fast and still can make a lot of money. Okay, and this whole webinar is about that. So, and you can sign up for the Keyword Supremacy tool for free from here, by the way. You don't get the credits, but you'll still get the tool for free. But if you get a free account, you get a really cool offer for like 10 days. So do that for, I think everyone should watch this webinar again. It's a cool one. Oh, Rick, you cheater. You ask these questions so that he says he asks questions so that when his staff watches the replay, they learn how to do things. But you know what? I like that, Rick, because these replays become very invaluable for other people who are trying to learn about the tool or learn how to use the tool. So you asking questions, prepping for other people to learn how to tool is great for webinar content for other people to watch as well. Are you guys backing up your sites? Are you guys keeping your shit up to date? Awesome. It's so awesome. I should start shooting videos of every time, like now that I'm past that WP core update, especially every time a notification comes in, okay, like this. Well, this site's a problem site for me right now. But I'll get notifications of stuff. It happened to me this morning, actually, where certain, like IP networks, for instance, like Spider Spanker for some reason got shut down on IP networks. They like went in to do a support issue and like took the plugin away. I was like, what? So what happened was there was a cached version of Spider Spanker in the site, and then I went to run the update on it, and it's like, no, you don't have Spider Spanker on that site. And I'm like, what? That's bullshit. So I immediately went to the site. I saw that they removed it, and I was able to put it back on. But do you think that IP networks would have ever told me that they did that? No. So these notifications for me now are like literally every day I'll come in. It takes me like probably 10 to 20 minutes, depending on the severity of the problem, to find out where are the issues within my sites, all of my sites, and be able to fix them. And the tagging thing, guys, you know, being able to say this is a PBN on IP networks and hosted at, or this is a PBN on IP networks and registered at Phoenix is invaluable. As soon as I know there's a problem with a site on IP networks, boom, it's one click, I'm into IP networks, right? And then it's boom, one click, I'm into Phoenix. I actually even had a registrar, I think, I forget which one it was. It wasn't Phoenix, maybe it was Phoenix. They didn't renew my domain. I had my credit card set up and shit like that. And then, or maybe the credit card wasn't up to date. And then the domain didn't get renewed because the credit card wasn't up to date. So it literally turned itself off, and they didn't send me an email. And these are PBNs. I paid good money for these sites, and I was so choked. But like all of a sudden, Project Supremacy, I get a notification. Yeah, this site's down. Boom, I go check the hosting. That's fine. I go to the registrar. Notice that it hadn't renewed. Oh shit! Like good thing. Like Project Supremacy caught that. The registrar is so responsible to catch that. That's their bread and butter. But for some reason, I didn't get the notification from the registrar, but PSv3 caught it. So I caught it through the notification. It was just awesome. And that's why I'm telling you guys, I'll keep like kind of pushing the idea. Make sure your stuff's updated. Make sure your plugins are updated, because when notifications come in, they're usually important. And you do not want to be buried in a bunch of notifications, because then you don't know the difference between what is fake or what is not real or what is not really important. Get everything updated. Then when notifications come in, you're way on top of shit. You're way on top of shit. What type of account do you have with Dropbox for backup? I have an upgraded account, Paul. I pay $10 a month for my Dropbox account. I'm not sure what the free size is, but with your backups, guys, you have a couple options, right? You have Dropbox, you have Amazon, you have Google, you have your own FTP server. Like if you have a big server somewhere with a lot of space, you can upload all your backups into that. Okay, so someone's saying Dropbox free is 2 gigs worth of backups. So Amazon S3 is great. Natalie says she's kind of Amazon AWS is a bugger for her. So that's why we give you options, right, guys? So you can choose the things that you want. For me, Dropbox works brilliantly well. You guys want to see what it's doing here? I'll show you the backups folder here. So when you authorize PSv3 to drop backups into your Dropbox, here's what it looks like. So Dropbox will create a folder called Apps, and then Project Supremacy v3. And then here's all my sites that are being backed up for me automatically. So there's my custom stuff, pets, backups. Here's my how to make money with Bitcoin backups. And I only need the last 5. I actually don't have this turned to 5. I only save 5 so that I save space, right? And then of course, the other way to look at your backups is in the backups tab. Right? Clicking view backups, and you can see the backups that are there. Kath says the sidebar widget star ratings are there, but when you showed that, they'll still be getting the ability to ask for them on a page we're still finished. Maybe I misunderstood. Yeah, Kath, let me shoot that full video to explain that new feature, and then I'll release that, and it'll become a lot more clear. I'll set it up. I'll set up an article schema and an aggregate rating for the article schema, and then I'll supply the stars for that particular thing. I'll shoot a video of it all. Nat says, this has become your main dashboard. You're still learning schemas next, but in retrospect, you see that the project management is the way to go. Yeah, the way I like to think of it, Natalie, is like, to be honest with you, Project Supremacy in its very, very first incarnation, okay, the very, very first thing that it was a spreadsheet. And I can actually show it to you. See this keyword research spreadsheet? Let me go mute this tab. Okay, this was years ago. What is this? Oh, that's that. Does this look familiar to anyone? See what's happening here? This is when I used to build affiliate sites, guys. This is I'd have a blank version of this, and I'd be like, okay, this is going to be my homepage, and then I'm gonna, you know, put best reviews, and I'll do a bunch of review keywords, and then okay, I want to make sure I know what my title, my URL, my description are, and then I want to know what the volume, the CPC, and all the competition metrics for those keywords are, and then eventually I was like, oh, you know, I want to know where it's ranking and changing over time. This is literally Project Supremacy at its very first inception. It's simply a spreadsheet to help me plan a website's SEO. Right, so Project Supremacy version 1 turned from a spreadsheet into a plugin that did this. And the reason I'm mentioning that is you're saying, you know, the dashboard. Okay, the dashboard. Well, let me start over here first. The project planner became a centralized place to do all your SEO and keyword research for all the pages on your site. So this project planner is a central dashboard. It's just a central dashboard for all the pages and posts of this particular website. I can manage every page and post's SEO right here. And I have all the data and everything that I need, and it all came from here. Then, you know, we put out Project Supremacy, and then Todd came along and said we should add some schema stuff, and added a whole bunch of features. It turned into V2. And then the problem with V2 is every time you loaded up V2, you had to input your API key, you had to input this setting, you had to input that setting. It was a pain in the ass of copy and paste. Thus was born V3. How about we build a one place to manage all your websites now, and that's kind of how we've evolved into V3. So now you put in your API keys once, every time you load the plugin, it does everything, and it just keeps getting better and better and better. So, but it all kind of stems back to, listen, you need to be efficient, you need to be quick in order to run your business better. You need good information, good tools, and they need to work good, look good, and be fast. Okay, and you need not 100,000 logins and shit like that. You need one. And it all stemmed back from that. Really, that nobody needs to learn anything from that. It's just how this whole thing came about. Derek, you don't know if this is valid, but currently having problems on installing SpiderSpanker because my old version was made on PSv3. There is a new version of SpiderSpanker out, by the way, Derek. Just came out yesterday, actually, and it is a update to work even better with V3 again. I submit a ticket, Derek, to Supremacy hosting. You just need the new version of SpiderSpanker to work, Derek. But I don't have that. The other guys have. So just submit a ticket for that one. Oh, thanks, Rick. He said this is so old-fashioned now, and not nearly as usable as V3. V3 has changed his life. Yeah, it's really evolved over the past years. It's really turned into something awesome. Alex, that's just once. He's asking about the credits on the keyword supremacy. Just the way we built keyword supremacy also, guys, was I'm gonna log in and show you. It's a credit-based system, and what the credits are used for is to look up metrics of keywords or of websites. Let me take this over here for a second. I'll type these in. Sorry, I'll get there. Come on, you fool! I'm on a webinar. Don't do this to me. Okay, I got it. There. I'm not a robot. Sign in. Okay. Okay, so Alex, it's one time, okay? Our credits, it's a credit package purchase is what you're purchasing. And what the credits get you, okay, is when I go to Google and I search for a keyword like Bitcoin, okay, and then it spits out a whole bunch of, you can see there's my credits right there, 987 credits I got left. It's for getting things like metrics. So if I wanted to get the metrics, okay, the cost per click, the local search volume, and the competition for all 370 of these keywords, I would click get all metrics and it would cost me 1 credit. And I have 987 credits left. So I get, for basically 1 credit, I get 370 keywords, see the cost per click, the global, monthly, local, and the competition. The other things that we charge credits for are things like domain lookups and shit like that. Click here to check domain availability. Okay, so that'll check if that particular keyword is available. That doesn't even cost you a credit. What was the one that cost you the credit? Oh yeah, looking up the top 10 metrics for that keyword costs 0.02 credits. So you could do it 50 times and it'll cost you a credit. So that's what credits are for. It's a credits-based system. Credits never expire. And the reason we built it this way, Alex, is because rather than charge you guys $37 per month and then for 2 months you don't use it but you're getting charged, we were like, no, why don't we charge them for credits and you're actually only paying for what you're actually using. Does that make sense? And we don't expire your credits. So I mean, if you buy like a big credit package, this could literally last you forever instead of being stuck to a monthly billing. And then when you do get in, also you're going to want to come to this lessons tab. Okay, we have lessons that teach you how to use the tool, but we also had some webinars that we did that you can watch to teach you about keyword research and the different strategies. kind of went off topic of V3 there, but keyword supremacy is a really cool tool, and it's ours, so I will talk about that. But Conquer's not ours, so I won't talk about that. That's Becker's. Any other questions? Let's make this the last time I ask, guys, because I don't want to force you guys to ask me questions. I just want you to ask me questions. What's the difference with keyword research between V3 and this? You're kind of going to have to watch the keyword supremacy, the videos of why and how that tool exists. But basically, keyword supremacy was built on a different methodology of keyword research that I like and that I used a lot to find a lot of really great keywords. And it was kind of like this, okay? Let's say I was in the Bitcoin market and I could go to Google AdWords Planner, which is literally the same thing as the V3 keyword research, and I type in Bitcoin, and then they give me back a bunch of different keywords related to Bitcoin, right? But it's all over the map. It's stuff about Bitcoin, it's stuff about Bitcoin exchanges, cryptocurrency, investing. It just is all over the map. It's really wide cast net. Whereas keyword supremacy, it's very, very specific. So if I type in Bitcoin and the auto suggest is no longer working in Google, but you remember when you used to type A and then it would suggest 10 words, and then you type B and it would suggest, actually it was only 5, we were able to pull 10. We built the keyword tool around this specific principle of, I only want to deal with the word Bitcoin, or I only want to look up words that say how to buy, and then A words and then B words and C words. So it's a very specific methodology of keyword research that works extremely well. Then we also kind of took things to the next level where we were like, okay, well, if we're in Bitcoin, okay, and we're searching for Bitcoin, I would want to have the A words and the B words and the C words, but I'd also want to have A words and then Bitcoins, B words and then Bitcoin, C words and then Bitcoin, and then I also want to have something like this: best something for Bitcoin, best A words for Bitcoin, best B words for Bitcoin, C word. So we created like the scraping ability before the keyword, after the keyword, and in the middle of the keyword, and then we apply the metrics to it. So watch those videos, Alex. There's really good keyword methodologies using keyword supremacy. Project supremacy keyword research is more about putting in a seed keyword and it spitting out a bunch of ideas. They're both good. Okay, keyword research is kind of an art. You need every methodology you can get, right? Because when you're doing keyword research, to find the really good nuggets, keywords that are high traffic, low competition, high AdSense payouts, and high AdSense competition, meaning a lot of people spending money for that keyword, you have to dig pretty deep, okay? And in order to dig pretty deep, there comes methodologies of how to dig, right? And keyword supremacy is just a different methodology of how to dig. But it is a great tool. It's an awesome tool. I'm not sure who you are. In Project Supremacy, can I use this plugin, or is it not necessary? WP Optimizer. You can use any plugin you want. I mean, if you want to optimize your WordPress, go ahead and use it. I'm not going to tell you, though, with 100% certainty that when you run that optimizing plugin, that things are going to go well, with other plugins or with Project Supremacy, excuse me. Certain things might come up. So what I would do is if your site's running good and you have PSv3 on it, install that next plugin. And if you run into problems, that plugin is having a communication issue with other plugins or other themes. And then you have to choose which plugin's more important to you at that point. But if you install it and everything works, feel free to use it. But I don't know that plugin, so I can't really comment on it, to be honest. Alex, can you use our schema render info script to YouTube? YouTube has a field to insert a content. Do you mean for the description for YouTube, like when you're uploading a YouTube video and it gives you a description? Are you asking if you could put schema into that description, like rendered schema? Yeah, no, that won't work. Because schema's background information, right? Not upfront information. like, how do I explain this? Schema's in your code, right? Not in your display. I think I covered all the questions. Did anybody ask a question I didn't get to? If you did, please repost it. Otherwise, I think we're about an hour and a half here. Oh, opinion of SENuke. I don't have it. I don't use it. I don't really have an opinion on it. Why-key, sorry. What's my favorite WordPress plugin? Project Supremacy. You set me up for that one. But I'm not even lying, to be honest with you, because Project Supremacy does a lot of things, right? Okay, number one, it's a WordPress manager. Number two, it's a badass schema builder. Number three, you can track your rankings with it. Number four, if you go over to the plugin side, it's got the project manager that helps you do SEO and keyword research. Number five, it's got the link manager, which helps you create, really good links that you can share on Facebook that it'll pop up the proper codes. Like, watch the past webinars. I believe Natalie and Bob are working on getting the nice searchable spreadsheets for those webinars, but you guys will be able to go back and learn about the link manager and how powerful of a link manager this actually is. We now have a rescue center for fixing your blogs if they get hacked. We have the review collection and review displays as part of our schema. We have the WP Fast Start setups for anyone that wants to come in and set up a blog fast. I mean, there's so many features built into one tool and one plugin. Yes, it literally is my favorite plugin because it reduces the amount of other plugins that I have to use. And I can tell you for a fact, guys, if I start a new website, and I'm starting the new affiliate website with Terry Samuels very, very soon. I keep kind of putting that off, but the first plugin, the very, very first plugin that will go on that site is going to be Project Supremacy V3. Okay, and from there, I'm going to set up my scripting. I'm going to set up my open graph. I'm going to set up my keyword projects in there. I'm going to do all my keyword research in there. You guys are going to see this, how I use PSv3 to literally build an affiliate site. Actually, you guys won't see that. It'll be later on. It's a bonus for people that bought the lab, but we are going to sell that. I'm doing an affiliate over the shoulder, but from there, the other plugins that I would use would be like maybe like a stat counting plugin, stat counter, just so I can track the stats of my blog. Contact form, like the typical shit. Like, I've literally reduced the amount of plugins down to my sites to like 4 because of Project Supremacy. It does so many. Do I use security plugins on my websites? No, actually, I never do. I don't know if that's stupid of me or not to. I just keep my stuff updated, to be honest. And yes, I have been hacked, but I was on HostGator, and I just have this funny feeling it was a HostGator thing, or not, or it was just literally Project Supremacy V3 wasn't as good as it was, and I had a lot of sites that weren't updated and had a lot of old plugins on them. So I mean, I think keeping shit updated is good. But no, to answer your question shortly, no, I don't use a security plugin. Nat, there's loads of shiny objects on JV Zoo. Yeah, there's tons. There's tons of shiny objects. We're not in the business of building a shiny object. If we were, guys, there's one thing that I can tell you, okay, about us versus other people. And I'm not going to point out anyone in particular here, but I will say this. This Muncheye is a site where you can come and see who is launching what products coming up. Now, I'm not going to go over that in detail, but I will say this. There are people who are called serial launchers. They launch a new product every few months, and they make good money on these launches. They have the launch process down to a fine art. They build a product, they build a sales page, they create a big buzz about it, they launch it, they make a couple $100,000, boom, they go on to the next one. But what do you think is happening to all these softwares that they're building 6 to 8 to 12 months out from the point that they launch it? Nobody supports it, nobody updates it, it goes to shit, and that's not what Todd and I are doing. We're building a software that literally, we want to go out to the world in a big, long way. We continually update it. We continually work on it. We have very few products, very few launches. We're building serious tools and putting all our time in, and we're building a real business. It's just a different business model than serial launchers. And typically on JVZoo, you see a lot of serial launchers. Now, I got nothing against JVZoo. We launched Project Supremacy on JVZoo, and we did great. We just over, the time saw like that is just not really the direction that we want to go. We want to do things our way. Yeah, thank you, Rick. See, Rick, that's why I love PS. And anyone that's in V3 knows that. I mean, you guys see the shit coming out and the improvements coming all the time. Okay, guys, let's end it there. I will have the replay up on the replay page tonight or tomorrow. And yeah, hopefully you guys learned something new again today. And I'll shoot that video about the new review. I gotta stop calling it review. It's ratings. Ratings are stars, reviews are words. Ratings are stars, reviews are words. Okay, so I'll do a nice update video for the new rating feature that we just added and put up the replay for tomorrow. So thanks guys for coming on, and we'll see you in the group and next week. Bye-bye.